God is about the journey, and he's about taking us through whatever we must go through, this is my experience, to understand that how you go about doing something is as important as the end result. And so doing business the way that it's normally done, or doing investing the way it's normally done, is really a focus purely on profit. And it's just about making money. And then we sort of put our money-making hat on, make the money we make, and then we turn around and do what we would like with it. And if we do charitable good works, we think, well, this is the purpose of money. But what I've come to find out is that by this experience, that God is about the business itself, not being so much about making money, but really helping people. And that the actual, it's not a function of like a means to an end, and the means and whatever justifies that means is acceptable, but rather the actual act of commerce itself, the act of financing itself in business, that's what matters to God. And to do it just the way that everyone else does it is to essentially operate in things that may produce a temporary good result in terms of making money. But the way you get there may be in a manner, for example, if you're driven by fear or you're driven by greed to go after something, the way you go about doing it in and of itself may cause a trouble, not only to you, but to others, the people you're working with, investing for. And when I really started looking at the behavior, the intricacies of business, I started discovering these issues. Like, okay, so we form a contract. Why do we form airtight contracts? Why do we make them extensive and legally airtight? Well, principally because we don't want to necessarily just trust the relationship of whomever we're entering into a contract with. We want to be completely protected in the event there is no relationship.
Right.
That sounds like wisdom, but the problem is that it essentially is putting ourselves at odds with one another, or it can,
Right.
where if everything's okay, maybe you do well, I do well in this relationship, but everything is not okay, we can go to war and I'll win because I have a better contract. And I think God's not focused on that. He's focused on, how do we work together? Why are we working together? And how can we help one another, and how can we help others in our working relationship? And that's the most important thing. So I started discovering a lot of those issues, if you will, in the way that the business world and financial world works.